Hello and welcome to another episode of Golden Nuggets with Silvia Eldawi, the PropTech season. Today I'm joined by Yulia Neicovcean.
No.
No? All right, you say it. You say it.
Neicovcean.
Neicovcean of ThinkProp. You are the venture architect or venture lead at ThinkProp, which is an EdTech PropTech.
Yes.
So it's kind of like a hybrid learning platform for real estate agents. Do you want to tell us a bit more about ThinkProp and address?
So let's start with the address, which is the parent company. It's Advanced Real Estate Services. It was established initially to empower Abu Dhabi government to enforce the laws.
I thought it was AD as in Abu Dhabi. Something, not advanced.
Yeah, Advanced Real Estate Services.
Got it.
So Advanced Real Estate Services address is a venture builder. We build different ventures to support real estate sector in Abu Dhabi. And the first venture was Dari, is a very well-known app tech soft in Abu Dhabi, where technically it's a one-point destination for all real estate transactions. So it's, you want to register your Ijari, which is Tawthik in Abu Dhabi. You want to register your sales agreement, power of authority, anything you need, it's on that app. And recently we opened Dari office, so you can come physically and do it. And we also have Dari home, so we go to your home and do all the transactions. Second venture,
like a VIP service.
Like a VIP service, but it's free. So, I mean, if you need to get the stuff done, you can get it done by Dari. And second venture is ThinkProp. This is where I am working, and you too, by the way.
I mean, I did my first course for ThinkProp as an instructor, which we'll talk about later.
ThinkProp, it's a training institute, the only legalized, licensed training institute in Abu Dhabi to train real estate brokers. And not only brokers, for the moment is valuers, surveyors, and auctioneers. And we have plans for other specialty too, as well as we have some professional courses such as sales courses that I do myself, marketing, personal branding, digital marketing. So anything, any sort of topic that can empower real estate brokers and this industry, we train them and license them and allow them to practice in Abu Dhabi. Recently, ThinkProp got authorized by RERA, so now ThinkProp is in Dubai as well. So we
congratulations!
Thank you! Yay! So now we do have courses that prepare for RERA exams, as well as other professional courses that are applicable for Dubai as well. And the third venture that we have at the moment is Quanta. Quanta is a data analytics app soft, where you can get information about all the transactions in Abu Dhabi. We have a bunch of them here in Dubai. In Abu Dhabi is just one, where you can see all the past transactions as well as even mortgage rates and stuff like that. So it's a very complex and interesting soft.
So you've got the services, you've got the education, certification, and you have a data arm to the venture, basically. Amazing. Okay.
Thank
you. And
you
yourself are a sales trainer as well. Why sales? Why did you go down the sales training route?
Everything goes back to my experience. I used to be a real estate broker. I guess as everybody in your podcast
at some point has been,
or anybody in Dubai has been a broker.
True.
Yes, I was a broker, and then I very quick I got promoted to a sales manager, and I realized that just hiring and sending them to learn about at that time DREI, like to send them to real estate institute, it wasn't enough. So I started learning sales myself, and at that time I took a decision that is better to learn from American trainers, because when it comes to real estate, they are way more advanced than whatever we have here. So I graduated University of Grant Cardone and Brian Tracy. And Jordan Belfort, even though he's not the most liked one, but I like his techniques. I went to Russia, I got the training there too. So after looking at all of them, I was like, I can do that as well.
Good for you.
So I train my team And at some point, I realized that it was 2019. If you remember, the market was going really low, and I felt tired of trying to, to build something, in real estate. So I felt like I want to just bring happiness and train people and inspire them. So this is when I transited to sales. And also another thing about sales is that when you know sales, you have a superpower. You can convince anybody
in anything.
In anything, yeah. So that's why I can train real estate. I can train financial institutions. I told you recently I trained Emirates MBD. I trained some companies in the IFC. I trained a restaurant, a beauty salon.
So because it's all sales at the end of the day, building relationships, customer service,
So yeah, I'm like a big fan of sales, but the ethical ones, the ones that where you actually help people. So
So what do you think are the current challenges faced by real estate professionals, and how does maybe your course or ThinkProp courses, how do they help them?
Well, there's a Pareto rule, right?
80-20 principle.
80-20, yeah. So I analyze and I can see that 80% of transactions in UAE market are done by 20% of brokers. And I personally know a bunch of them. And all of those brokers are highly educated. They never stop learning. They are very well aware of the market, of the laws, of the sales techniques. I know them from my courses as well because they took my courses. So I believe that those who invest in themselves and try to become better every day, and not just like a motivational speech I'm giving here, but genuinely getting new techniques and knowing how to be better than others, this is what helps you to close more deals.
Yeah, it's like a secret weapon.
Yeah, because nowadays, before, if you remember in 2013, clients were very patient. They were giving you a chance to fail and they will still work with you. Nowadays, clients are not like that. They are impatient. They want you to be the best. They want to deal with the best agencies. They want to get the best services. So if you don't know what you're doing, you look stupid, more likely they will not give you another chance.
And what are the common mistakes do you think real estate agents are making right now?
The most common mistakes are that they don't listen. So any good salesperson knows that if you want to close, you have to let your client talk.
There's that saying of like, you've got two ears and one mouth for a reason.
Exactly, yeah. So real estate brokers nowadays, they think that they need to talk a lot about the product. They get so excited about these new developments that are coming up. So they talk so much, they don't really listen what clients want. And every time I talk to, tourists who are coming here to buy properties with money, they say, I can't find a client a broker who will actually give me what I want. So yeah, I guess the biggest problem in current market is lack of education. And to be honest, common sense as well.
Yeah, common sense, not so common.
Yes. This is what I've noticed from training and from seeing with, what's going on in the market. And another thing I'll say it's that, in US and in UK, I guess too, if you want to be a broker, you have to go through a journey. Like you have to take a license, you have to do courses, you have to
earn your stripes.
Yes, like you have to be really good at what you're doing. Here, if you can't find another job, you go for a real estate broker. So the market is oversaturated with low professionals, which really damage the market.
Yeah, which also makes it super easy for you to be a good agent. Competition is not that fierce. There is a lot of competition, but you're not up against thousands of amazing agents. So for you to just educate yourself, learn to listen, you can already be beating 80% of your competition.
100%, yes.
So yeah, that's an interesting one. And what are the courses and certifications that you provide on ThinkProp?
Okay, so basically, we start with the main ones. In Abu Dhabi, it's Abu Dhabi broker course that allows you to. It's a 2 days training and an exam.
And that's compulsory if you want to be a Dubai, Abu Dhabi agent.
Yeah, so like you have to pass the exam and you have to do it annually. So we have renewals as well. We're trying to make them as interesting as possible, so it's not just the same thing every year. But yes, it's a compulsory thing.
And in Dubai?
Dubai's wait, let me tell you about
Okay,
Abu Dhabi.
finish Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, so we have valuations, we have surveyor courses, we have auctioneers, and then these are compulsory ones. Then we have mortgage training, property management. We recently signed with IREM, and we have like a complex of courses that can educate property managers really good. Then we have facility management courses in partnership with MEFMA. Again, it's for Abu Dhabi and Dubai as well. And professional ones that are my favorite: sales, personal branding. We have a course how to use LinkedIn, right?
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
You saw that, right? Like that one is good.
And it's a very simple thing. It's like, it's a social media tool or personal, professional profile website, but not many people know how to nail it.
Yeah.
So just a simple course on how to optimize your LinkedIn profile.
Yeah, and it's done by an expert, and the coach that is Khaled, who is doing this training, he has even a artificial intelligence soft that analyze your LinkedIn profile and gives you directions what you need to do. Like you can go and check my LinkedIn profile was done by him, so it looks really good.
Nice.
Yes. We have a PropTech course, which is about what sort of PropTech solutions a real estate broker can use. So because real estate broker is not just about go and sell. Nowadays there are lots of empowering softs, so we have a course about that. Marketing, personal branding, off-plan course.
You've got a personal branding one.
Off-plan course too. We created an off-plan course. By the way, officially invite you for off-plan course in Dubai. It will be in December. It will be presented by Sonia from Aldar, which is the director of brokerage in Aldar, and Dr. Noor, who is a doctor in marketing. So there will be like a very deep dive into how to sell off-plan courses.
Yeah, because off-plan is like a different discipline altogether.
Exactly.
You're selling something that does not exist.
Yes.
So it's not, I don't know, what do you think is harder, secondary or off-plan?
I always liked secondary more because I feel that you need to sell through getting a person excited about something. And I never had big trust on developers to know that they'll deliver, So I'm a fan of secondary market because I can bring the clients.
You can see the product.
However, off-plan is easier because you need to find a person, bring him in a fancy office, they'll get coffee for free, and the salesperson gonna sell him. I'm saying the truth.
It's a free coffee, but it's probably the most expensive coffee you'll ever buy.
Yes. I'm saying it honestly, how it is. So it depends on the real estate brokers, what they prefer to do. Because if you do sell off-plan, you don't really need to... you don't go through hard stuff. You don't need to look for parking. So you don't need to go for viewings and stuff like that. You just stay in the office. You talk to clients. You go on meetings and try to make them as excited as possible about a future potential product.
Because it used to be that when you, if you're a first timer in real estate, most agencies would start you off in leasing and then promote you to sales maybe after 3 to 6 months.
Right.
But now I think off-plan is the first step, because you don't need to have a car. Most agents at the very beginning of their career may not be able to afford a car. And it helps you develop your telephone skills, your communication skills before you move on to real property.
I still advise them to start with leasing, to be honest, because in off-plan, the competition is very high and the inventory is low. Even though they announce on social media or news that
New launch.
Billions transactions, new launches. All the launches are getting booked in fast day or even couple hours, as well as developers that do have preferential companies they are dealing with, and they have not exclusive, but they have priority in terms of inventory. So when you start, and if you can't succeed that fast couple months, it's very hard to break this. It's really hard.
Barrier.
Like you want to have some achievements. People in sales, they like this done. So this feeling can give you leasing. In leasing, you can feel like, okay, I'm doing something.
Okay.
So this is why I always recommend to start from leasing. But if the company gives a lot of leads off plan, it's a good way to go.
And what do you find are the emerging trends in real estate right now that agents need to prepare for?
I think agents need to learn to analyze data. They need to learn to deal with online tools. Like they need to learn how to talk to clients, to foreigner clients. All the developers are focused on selling abroad. Nobody's really trying to sell anything here.
Interesting.
All the agents, they have to try to shift to chats. Like basic as that. I have a course selling in chats, and it's funny, but a lot of old brokers, not old in terms of age, but they don't want to chat. They were like, can we meet?
We want to speak on the phone.
I want to call you. Can we meet? But let's agree that nowadays clients can be Gen Z people who literally were born with a phone. So you need to talk with them in the same language that they speak. So you need to really get used to the tech.
and different styles of what the different generations are expecting. And not only that, if it's, as you mentioned, if it's mostly overseas investors, you've got to also educate yourself on the different cultures. And on one of my episodes, I was talking about WhatsApp. It's not, in the UK, WhatsApp was like a personal space. You don't message anything business related on WhatsApp, but here it's the norm. So depending on which country you're messaging, maybe it's Telegram, maybe it's WhatsApp. So and then you've got to be aware of the time difference as well. You might be, okay, it's 9 a.m., I'm going to start messaging. But if you're messaging a client in the US, 100%. They're not going to appreciate that 2 o'clock in the morning message. So a lot of education, a lot of common sense.
Definitely. It's in WhatsApp, what I've noticed is when I'm teaching them that when you talk to somebody in the chat, that's not the email. So maybe to your followers it will be interesting. You don't need to be, dear Mr. George, please find attached my contract. Kind regards, bye. You don't need to do that.
But on the flip side, one thing I hate is when people message, hi, and then wait for my response before finishing the message. I'm like, listen, you've got my attention on the hi. Just send me the rest of the message. In fact, don't even double, triple message. Just everything in the one message. Go straight into it. You wouldn't send an email saying hi and then wait for the reply before you. So
in chats you need to send everything straight away. Second, don't send audios to strangers. Like nobody likes to listen 2 minutes audios from somebody you don't know.
I've got a rule on this because I think there should be a 1 minute cap. There should be a 1 minute cap on voice notes. I've got a friend who sends it's like listening to a podcast. She'll send 2-3 minute. And I'm like, listen, I can see that it says.
We should make it as a law.
And I'm going to say who? Sanella. It says Sanella is recording. And I'll be like, what is she saying? What's new? What's about to come? And then I get a 2 minute, 3 minute audio. But I prefer actually to receive it in bite-sized chunks. So while I'm playing one, she's recording the next. But
but you can do 2x too, you know that.
Send multiple audios, but don't send multiple messages. So you think there should be a 2 minute rule? I think it should be 1 minute.
1 minute. What I'm saying, don't send it to strangers. When you are in real estate, what agents like to do, they will send the first message you as a client, say, hi, Mr. John, I find you a property and the property is this and that. No, you don't do that. Also, they are shy to use emojis for some reason. However, text is very dry, so you need to make it, somehow emotional. I was on the training, and the girl was like, I'm like, why you send dry text? And she was like, he's a sheikh. I'm like, he's a human too. And she's like, no, I'm not gonna do that. I'm like, please just send him, like
a thumbs up,
like a smile, that's it. And I swear she was shaking, and I'm like, please send it. And she's sending it, and he replies. So I'm like, it's normal, He replies a thumbs up, and he's okay, and they actually sold the property. So people have to learn to speak on the same level with their customers.
And a bit of etiquette as well, WhatsApp etiquette.
About new trends that I also notice, everything is going digitalized. Everything goes to eco kind of thing. We in Eldar, they are all about sustainability. So these are the trends, and this is something that real estate brokers have to actually research and understand when they're selling it, because developers now spend a lot of money and a lot of research into making sustainable cities. And real estate brokers are still selling square feet and views.
Price and views.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
They need to understand, what is the new trends and what developers are actually doing. Aldar is launched a new soft that has all your building digitalized. So you can order your maintenance, you can order cleaning, you can order, like everything in your building is in your app. So real estate brokers have to learn all those,
features.
I
mean, it's a bit like Tesla, for example. I know that I don't have one, but I know that you can switch on the engine and the AC from your apartment as you're coming down. You're going to be able to do the same, or you already are able to do the same in your in-home. And as you mentioned, it's no longer about just square footage, size, and so on. You've got to be able to talk about these features, how much people might save on their electricity bill, gas bill, air conditioning. So it's not just sustainability for the environment or the ecosystem. It's also cost-saving efforts, and energy savings.
Right. Yeah.
I'm going to be doing 2 episodes that touch on what you've spoken about, because next week's episode is with Property Monitor. So we're talking about data. And I'm doing a COP28 Sustainability Special Edition. So stay tuned for those 2 episodes.
That's interesting.
Because really, I don't know enough about sustainability. I know it's a hot topic, it's on trend and everything. I know that, global warming, it's a big deal. And, there are other problems in the world that are kind of serious, kind of, a big deal. But we should understand at least. And I'm looking forward to that episode for me to understand more about sustainability with COP28 on our doorstep, and how it affects real estate, how it affects real estate agents, and how it affects the end user as well. So I'm interested to learn all about that. Okay, let's keep on the theme of technology. What technologies does your platform integrate? So to make the learning experience enjoyable, what do you do? What do you offer? What do you have on the platform?
Well, first of all, we are all online platform. Yes, so we have maybe 1 or 2 trainings a month that are offline, and they are more of a workshop kind of format. We recorded the first course with you.
Me, yes. So let's talk about that actually now.
Yes.
So you asked me, you were like, you're getting a lot of requests for people that are thinking about getting into real estate.
Right.
And you didn't have a course for them. So we came up with an introduction or a beginner's guide to real estate. So don't even think about going into real estate if you don't sit this course.
Yes.
It's not even sit this course. It's more of me just explaining, here's what you're about to let yourself in for. Here's what's expected of you. Here's what you can expect back. Here are the different directions that you can go in. Here's how to nail the CV, nail the interview, choose an agency. So anyone that's thinking about getting into real estate, When is it going to be out? Beginning of December, do you think?
Yes, okay. I think beginning of December we're going to announce it. It's very useful because when people are trying to hire agents in real estate, they promise them unicorns and rainbows. And your course is a crash course to that.
Like I just stripped all the nonsense. I'm like, right, let me tell you how it is.
Exactly. So it's important to explain to people that real estate is not just wearing a nice suit, going in a developer office and talking to nice tall girls.
And making lots of money immediately.
Yeah, like making money. It's not that. You know, it's a lot of hustle and a lot of failure and sit-ups and like it's normal, like any other job. So
for a cold hard dose of reality, if you're thinking about getting into real estate, or if this podcast has inspired you to maybe consider a career in real estate, just check out my course on the ThinkProp platform.
I think we're gonna add the link so they'll be able to check it.
No, I think this episode will be published before the course is published. But
okay. So we do digitalized courses, we do online courses, and when I talk about online courses, it's not just the Zoom. We use different tools to make it entertaining. So we divide the classroom in different digital classrooms where they can brainstorm and talk to each other. Like we use whiteboards, any sort of recreation activities, and to make it as engaging as possible. Apart from that, I have a vision to make a VR course. This is my
where you put the
my shining star, like something I really want to do, like where you can interact with the coach and in the virtual reality. That's it for now. An interesting part as well is that we have coaches from all over the world. We have coaches from NAR, National Realtors Organization, that are training us from US. We have trainers from FIAPSI that's train us online.
So just to this is something else that I've always had a bugbear about, is the use of the word realtors, because National Association of Realtors is a body in the US. You have to become a member of the National Association of Realtors to call yourself a realtor.
Correct.
But there's a lot of agents in this region that are going around calling themselves realtors, or on their Instagram handle, it's such and such realtor Dubai. Stop using that word.
So
it's trademarked.
I'm announcing it that it is absolutely illegal to use the word realtor. If you are not certified by NAR, you have to pass a CAPS course that is 5 days training, where you get all the education about being a broker, laws and regulations, and only after passing the exam, you have the right to call yourself a realtor. Apart from that, by the way, you get access to the millions of brokers. Like you get access to the database of brokers from all over the world. And this is the partnership we signed with. And
so we will be able to have realtors in the UAE.
Yes.
Essentially is what you're saying. Okay. So everybody that's already calling themselves a realtor or their Instagram handle is realtor, whoever.
Erase it.
Delete it, because it is a trademarked term.
Yes.
And
join us in January for the course, because in January we have a CAPS course where you can actually become legally a realtor, get a certificate, and then proudly write it on your social media.
Then you can say you're a realtor.
Yes, yes, okay. That's right.
What else is in the future? What is in the pipeline for
in the pipeline, we have a bunch of professional courses that we are going to mandate in Abu Dhabi, such as mortgage and property management. The ultimate goal...
I feel another scoop coming along.
Yes, the ultimate goal is to allow a broker to practice real estate federally. So the real estate broker should be able to practice real estate in any emirate in UAE. This is what we are trying to do. We are already in 2 emirates, and we are in discussion with another 3. So hopefully not so far away.
Watch this space.
Yes, I feel like it will be possible because every emirate has something really exciting. Abu Dhabi has a lot of Aldar projects that are really cool. Dubai obviously has all sorts of projects. Ras Al Khaimah now is really attractive.
True. Yeah.
Sharjah too. So, and we cannot, practice sell properties unless we have to share our commission with another brokers. So, like our ultimate target is to make this
one federal
superhero in real estate
Amazing.
in UAE.
Okay. All right. That's it makes sense.
It does.
Instead of splitting your commission with a Abu Dhabi agent or a Ras Al Khaimah agent, get it all yours. And it's funny because $1 million listing, the Dubai edition, I only watched the first couple of episodes. I couldn't get through anymore, but it made it look like Dubai and Abu Dhabi agents, Dubai agents are driving up to Abu Dhabi and vice versa all the time. But it's not really the case, is it?
No, it is possible. In Abu Dhabi, you're allowed to get a license for 1,000 dirhams for the first year and register your brokers. So you can have a virtual office in Abu Dhabi and practice real estate.
So let's talk about women in real estate, because I heard a stat the other day that in the UAE, 60% of real estate agents are female, but in top management positions, it's only 3%.
Right.
Why do you think that is? But let's say, that top 3%, that 3% is made up of some fabulous characters.
Exactly.
Me, you.
Me,
Who
you.
else have we got? All right, let's do some shout outs.
Yeah.
Let's do a little roll call.
Okay. So I'll start. Elaine Jones from Asteco.
Yeah, the legend.
The legend.
That is Elaine.
Linda from Better Homes, another legend.
Since the 80s, I think.
Yeah, they were establishing it. Then we have Olesya Shiglova from
Alessia,
Dacia.
big shout out to Alessia.
Yeah, she's doing great job.
EXP Realty, Zaina Khoury, Zed Real Estate.
Yeah.
Sephora Abbas, Aston Pearl.
Latifa.
Kika Paves.
Yes.
MD Real Estate.
From Abu Dhabi.
Abu Dhabi.
Latifa from Baituki. She does great job in PropTech industry, really.
Fractional ownership.
Yeah. Majdal,
our friend and fellow ThinkProp instructor. And she was on episode 7 of season 1.
She's a brilliant lady.
We've got Louise and Zara of Exclusive Links, and I was on their podcast last week. Yeah,
nice.
That's a good one. I opened up my heart to Louise. It's a really interesting one. So if you want to learn more about me, watch that episode on Exclusive Links.
We have Cecilia and Sonia from Aldar, pretty much the heart of Aldar real estate, Aldar experts. Yeah, they're legendary ladies.
Debbie Cope, House Hunters. Who else is there? Sorry if we missed anybody out, but there should be more of us.
Definitely.
Why isn't there more of us?
Men trust men and men promote men. And we are still in foreign land, built by men at some point, from a cultural perspective, religious as well. So it's just now coming up that men actually start trusting women with big positions. This is why I started with Elaine Jones, because she was at the beginning when nobody did it, and she had her own brokerage and then property management and valuation company.
Speaking about Lynette Sacchetto, data queen.
Exactly.
They're going to keep coming to me.
Yes, it's okay. You can interrupt me. They deserve it. It's good.
Let me just channel my feminine energy.
No, I think, is that the problem? It's just how it is that men support men, and it's harder for them to trust women because there is a stereotype that we are emotional.
We're always crying.
And we're dramatic, and we decide based on our emotions.
Have you ever cried at work?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Sorry, but
I have never cried at work. If I had this thing where if there was a woman that was working for me and she cried in public, I'd always say to her, stop that. Do not do that. This is what's holding us back. Do not cry in public.
I never cried in public. I had always the benefit of having my own room.
So you just sob away in privacy.
And I'll be like, wait a second, I'll be back. I could be emotional, but never let the emotions to change my judgment, on people. Like I would fire people who were my friends if they were not performing well, or I would be encouraging and supporting people who I don't like, but if they're good for the company and they perform well, I would be there for them. So I feel like emotions are something that actually empower us, because we can build the emotional rapport, emotional intelligence, so we know how to become likable, and then people follow you. So as I said, I think, but in real estate, you manage people who are not on a salary, so they have to like you actually to listen to what you're saying. So dictatorship and being like, you do this because I said so, doesn't work in real estate, and
especially when you're not on a basic salary.
So a woman can master this easier, because we had to do it all the time. We have to
nurture,
to be not likable, we have to be interesting, we have to find our own ways to get stuff achieved. So the skills is very good in management. That's why I think those women that we just mentioned, they became so successful. And I think it's coming up. I think slowly
more and more women, you'll see more and more women. And there was I think it was Sheryl Sandberg, she wrote in her book Lean In an interesting statistic, and I'm probably going to get it wrong, but you'll get the gist of it. And I think she referred to a LinkedIn study where, or some kind of study where if let's say there's a job advertised, a man will apply to that job or for that job if he ticks 6 out of the 10 boxes. A woman would only apply to the same job if she ticked 10 out of 10 boxes.
Oh, wow.
So we're very much aware of our capabilities, and, if we don't find that we're suitable for that role because we don't tick all the boxes, we just simply wouldn't apply, but men would. So that it's kind of like an attitude
difference,
yeah,
and we're more
confidence,
self-aware.
Whereas maybe, should we be encouraging more women to just take risks and apply even if they're not 100% suitable? Because there's education. You can learn it, get that YouTube degree in whatever else is missing.
100%. And a lot of women become successful on job. They get promoted because, I had in my own company somebody being a receptionist and ended up being a operation manager, just because there was the skills and there was the want, the most important.
The need,
and the need. So I think everybody has to try and not think in such a way like, oh, this is not for me. I'm not made to be a manager. Also, everybody who says I was not born to be a salesperson, this is so wrong. It's not such a thing to be born as a salesperson. Every skill can be taught. Nobody's born to be a ballerina, but they learn it.
True.
And then they become one.
Absolutely. Okay. Anything else on women in real estate, or any other observations or words of advice or wisdom?
Words of advice. Women in real estate. Well, we talked about the big and great women in real estate. I would like to give a word of advice to the opposite side, is to, even if you are in the job, you have to still be decent. You have to still have some ethics and know your limits. That's
I have to say, one of my friends forwarded me, I'm going to take it there. She forwarded me a WhatsApp profile picture of an agent that had cold WhatsApped her, asking if her property is available for sale or rent or whatever. And if you saw this profile picture, it was like something out of OnlyFans. Honest to God, like her cleavage and, it was like beachwear in a suit, but like lingerie in a suit. And it was, okay, this we have to, let's talk about this for a second.
Okay.
It's the sexualizing of women in real estate. Because I know it does happen where they some women, we're not gonna tarnish everyone. We're not gonna tarnish everyone with the same brush. But there are some who use it to their advantage, maybe in lieu of having any sales skills or actual knowledge. And I have heard that, some male real estate agents have put all the work into closing a deal.
Yeah.
And then the buyer goes to a female agent that they're trying to impress or they're trying to woo and closes that deal with her, even though she did nothing.
Yeah.
So this happens.
It does.
This happens. Do you want to talk about it? Or?
I think that this trend, I've noticed it became from Selling Sunset on Netflix. Have you seen it?
I have.
Yeah.
I binge watch it. I love it.
I love that. Yeah. So I've noticed after this season became popular, real estate brokers in Dubai start approaching real estate job as a fashion week.
Yeah. Catwalk show.
Yes. However, if this works for them, I mean, I'm not judging. I'm just saying, like, if smiling and being nice to your client and the client buys from you, and if this is the limit where you go just by being nice and smiling, I have no issues with that. The issues I have if they cross those borders, and it's known that they do that.
Yeah.
So as long as it is ethical and appropriate, I think is good, because the same goes to men. Men close deals because they have this brotherhood, because
men like doing business with men.
Yes, you trust me because I'm a dude too. So women have the other side of it. As long as it is ethical and as long as it doesn't cross any lines and it doesn't turn into another profession, another real estate, I'm fine with that.
No, that's a very diplomatic response, Yulia. Thank you very much. Okay, I think that's it for women in real estate and EdTech and PropTech. Any closing words?
Being a coach, I just want to tell you and anybody that you should never stop learning. I feel that every new day there is something new, and you are with a tech background, you can see that every day something new comes up. And after a month, you can be so much behind. And the same is in sales. Like, stuff that used to work 10 years ago are absolutely unacceptable. Like your previous guest said that he feels harassed by cold calling.
Absolutely.
However, cold calling was one of the main things 10 years ago. So never stop learning. Always keep on improving yourself. Buy courses in ThinkProp.
And buy courses if you're thinking about getting into real estate, buy the Introduction to Real Estate program by Silvia at ThinkProp. Okay, cool. All right. Well, thank you very much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
That was a lovely episode. And we'll see you next time. Like, share, and subscribe. And I'm going to tag all the women and all the fabulous women. And anything that I mentioned in this episode, I'm going to leave all the links down below. Thank you. Thank you. Fail. All right. Well, we tried. Take 2 on the outro. Like, share, and subscribe.